Infernal greetings and infernal blessings to all. This morning, I will address the conscious community's crap when it comes to energy vampirism versus a real vampire. Conscious community, as always, reaches and grabs for what they feel sounds deep and profound. And then they label and attach and define things based upon what their conscious community accepts to be true or not. But in this case, energy vampirism is totally incorrect by the conscious community. And we will begin by defining how the conscious community defines what an energy vampire is. They say when you're around an energy vampire, you will start to feel tired, angry, stressed, or other emotional changes. No, that's totally incorrect, but we'll get there because I'm just going to define this and then we're going to break it down further. They are attached and dependent on you. No. They think they're entitled to take your time, space, or even your body. Definitely incorrect. When their mood changes, your mood changes too. Incorrect. You feel pain or physical discomfort when they are close. Totally incorrect. They require constant attention. Totally incorrect. And now I'm going to break down why this is totally nonsense. First of all, a vampire has no need to make you feel emotionally discombobulated, so to speak. What they're defining here is what exactly we're going to call it. Those individuals they're describing are narcissists. They are narcissistic people. So let's call it for what it is and stop trying to label definitions and titles on individuals when we should call it just what they are, narcissists. First of all, a vampire has a well-defined purpose for being a vampire. That well-defined purpose is apotheosis, self-deification. For me to deify myself, I do not have to do that on the backs of others. I do not have to make others submit to my will. I do not have to manipulate others' emotions for me to reach apotheosis. The ultimate goal of a vampire is apotheosis, self-deification. But to do that, a vampire works contrary to what the conscious community believes. We first identify our weaknesses, our insecurities, our doubts, our psychological disconnect. We understand the difference between a true ego and a false ego. We feed off of energy, not to subjugate someone. We feed off of energy to increase our own energy for the work of immortality, to reach apotheosis. We manipulate energy to heal, which is something that the conscious community will never speak about because they have no clue what they're really talking about. We can manipulate energy to heal an individual, and therefore, this energy vampirism goes right out the door. I don't need to subjugate to create emotional discourse in you. That's what narcissists do. See, a narcissist wants to control your every mood, your every vibration, your every frequency. They want to manipulate you. They need a reaction emotionally off of you for them to sustain. Vampires do not need your emotions to sustain for 1 second. Wake up, people. You are being fed a lot of caca. by the conscious community, by the right-hand path, by the gray occultists. You guys have no clue what you're really talking about. We have actual spiritual system, a spiritual structure to our work. Becoming more profound spiritually is one of them. We study the occult more than the occultists do themselves. Not by reading a book, watching a video, but by going within the very structure of the occult and working from a ritualistic sense. This is how vampires work. But people attach names so loosely to things that they are butchering what really is. If you feel angry or tired around someone, they're a narcissist. Because a narcissist lives off of emotionally affecting you. And if you're angry, they live off of that. That gives them power. A vampire does not need you to be emotional for me to gain power. As a spiritual predator, I do not need that. Your emotions are irrelevant to my growth. Does it mean that we don't have knuckleheads within the vampire community? Yes, we have dickheads within this community, just like any other community. But to label energy vampires and think that you're saying something profound by giving this definitions, you gotta wake up, people. Someone's manipulating you out there. They're subjugating you to nonsense. Wake up. They are attached and dependent on you. A vampire is independent, not attached, or needs none for their growth and development. Sure, we work in communities and clans and things like that, but a vampire essentially is a individual. They stand alone. They don't need others. They choose to be around others. It's just, it's retarded, the nonsense that's taught out there. They think they're entitled to take your time, space, or even your body. Again, this is narcissist behavior. Go look up narcissists. Go read go read books on psychology and the narcissist personality. This is what they're defining, then labeling it an energy vampire, as if we go around sucking everybody just for no purpose, just because we want to subjugate you. You are retarded, people. If you believe this nonsense, you need to literally check yourself. If their mood changes, yours changes too. You're a weak-minded individual, first of all, if you let someone's mood affect you. You're emotionally dependent more than you realize on that person if their mood affects you. If you're that weak where you're affected by others' moods, you might need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. You might literally be very weak. If someone makes you feel pain or physical discomfort when you are close to them, you might want to ask, are you being physically abused and are choosing to forget? Or why would you maintain being around a person who brings pain and discomfort into your life physically? You might have a psychological problem as well as the person that is inflicting this upon you. You might want to check yourself again. And a vampire does not require constant attention. As a matter of fact, much of the work we do is in the night side as well as the day side, but the night side is in the dark, in the shadows. We don't require attention. Narcissists require attention. Yes, they do. Narcissists require attention. They feed off of your attention. And if you don't give it to them, narcissists get angry. They will try different means to further control you. Thus, the life of a narcissist. Why do you guys feel that you could just use the word vampire and put the title energy in front of it to create a new definition of an old personality disorder to sound deep and heavy? Y'all might need to wake the fuck up, because it's ridiculous what y'all do. It really is. It's ridiculous what you conscious people do. And the sad part is, when conscious people create these things, you're just as narcissistic as the person you're trying to describe as the energy vampire. For one of y'all to sit down and really come up with all this means you're delusional, and you're not looking at the real problem as the narcissistic personality that exists out there that are literally affecting millions of people because you guys are too weak and insecure in yourselves to stand up for yourselves. A vampire would never let someone vamp down on them. A vampire would never let someone manipulate them, control them emotionally and anything else, because we've worked on ourselves to master that. And someone tries to do that, we'll devour their energy, transmute it, and become more powerful through it. It is literally just disgusting when I hear these things. It's disgusting. And then people pass it along as if it's some factual information, like it's profound and there's been research and study done on this information. Most of you all who say you've researched something never really researched something. You've never done what is called peer reviews. You've never actually created a hypothesis and then done the studies and the clinical studies to check if your hypothesis stands to be true or not. Statistically, a lot of what you people say in the conscious community is not verifiable. It is not verifiable. It is not verifiable. And people pass this off as if it's law, spiritual law. They pass it off as if it's some divine word. People, wake the effing up. This is why I did the vampire magic class. And then for those seeking further, the order of the Black Serpent. So that you would get true insight on what vampire is and what vampirism isn't. But y'all still want to follow these conscious idiots and listen to this nonsense, because I've seen some of y'all pass around these memes as if it's law. It's retardism. Wake the fuck up and do your research, real research, cross-reference. Look at peer reviews. Peer reviews have usually a person makes a claim. They make a claim. They hypothesize this is what it is. And then peer review is literally that study is put under scrutiny by other people within that, let's say, community, science community, and it is scrutinized, dissected over and over and over to see if the hypothesis is correct. Most people just quote videos and books they've read and never check the source of the information from the author and where the author is getting it from and see if it's been peer reviewed and researched and clinically proven to be true. It's just ridiculous, the nonsense that is passed on as factual. And why am I addressing this? I'm a vampire, and I take offense when you clowns come with the stupidity and try to pass it off as it's factual. I take total offense to that. And then within the vampire community, we're not helping each other. When we have people in the vampire community who are subjugating others and creating a caste system of bottom feeders and up, you are just as much of a fucking clown as these people who are trying to define what a vampire is. Because y'all fucking taint the community with your nonsense. Real, true, profound vampire work is about apotheosis, self-deification. It's about your awakening. It's about Zephyr, Hepera, to become that fully realized human being that becomes immortal in consciousness. It is not about wearing costumes. It is not about using the title. It is about really doing the work. And this has become a comedy show, a shit show lately. And I will address it every time I hear nonsense coming from the conscious community. I will address it and I will speak up on this nonsense that people pass forward. Because most of these conscious community people have no idea what a true vampire is and would never know if you're in their midst. They would never even feel the effects of you being near them. You guys are clowns. Oh, clowns, man. Clowns, just straight clowns, man. But again, everybody's entitled to believe what they want to. Research, people. Research is key. Research is key. And if you guys don't wake up, these conscious fools are going to keep vamping down on you, manipulating you, making you believe all kinds of nonsense for their express purpose of pimping you. Your choice again. But if you want to find out what a real vampire is, check out my classes. Check out Benitez classes. Check out Michael W. Ford's classes. Check out Asenath Mason, E.A. Coetting, D.H. Thorne, V.K. Johannam, so on and so forth. We could go on and on and on. Check them out. Stop being an armchair occultist, sitting there acting like you know something because you read a book or heard a video somewhere. Please, people, stop the nonsense, yo. This is ridiculous. At this point in time, in 2022, you guys still don't want to do no work. You just want to regurgitate everything you hear. Then you maybe y'all deserve what you get. Maybe you deserve what comes next. Bottom line, dog, you deserve it. I'll leave y'all with that thought. Are you the energy vampire for believing this nonsense? Or are you being manipulated by the very people who put this out to veil who they are? Wake up, people. There is no energy vampire. Those are narcissist personality traits. Do your research. Wake the fuck up. And y'all have a great day.